Welcome into the Sports Stove Football Show. We are taking a little break from draft coverage for just a moment because there is all kinds of free agent news going on right now. And Max Crosby trade just went to the crapper. There's nothing happening good in the Max Crosby situation right now. So we're going to recap a little bit of that. We're going to look at some of the other free agent news that's gone on over the first 2 days of free agency and talk about it. Today's episode presented by Righteous Felon Jerky. Join the flavor revolution at righteousfelon.com. The promo code is STOVE15. You get 15% off your purchase each and every time. Make sure as you're tuning in on YouTube, you hit that subscribe button and follow us. We have more draft rankings coming up here in the very near future. I think the next one will be out on Friday or Saturday, and then lots of draft coverage coming down the rope as well. Follow us on social media at Sports Stove, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All right, well, let's start with the Raiders. Raiders were winning the offseason so far. They made this great trade, getting 2 firsts. They set themselves up for massive success here in the first round with having not only the number 1 pick to get their quarterback, but now also getting a number 14 pick, which is going to put them in a great spot to get, whether it be a weapon like a wide receiver, an offensive lineman to go there, defensive studs as well. All kinds of options available. Plus, they go out and make all these great free agent signings that are now a little bit in question. I assume they're going to take care of it. I'm assuming that they're going to find a way to get rid of Max Crosby so that they have the money to make all these signings that they originally have worked on. But my goodness, what a disaster situation here. It doesn't really hurt the Ravens that much. They get their first round picks back. They do not, of course, I don't know. I'm assuming they weren't going to re-sign Linderbaum anyhow. But who knows? I mean, you go back and take away that trade. Does Baltimore act differently in the way that they're addressing different needs? They can still go get a great edge rusher. They can still go get Trey Hendrickson and it not cost them 2 first-round picks, and I think that would have been better anyhow. When you look at it, the Raiders didn't want Max Crosby, and they told us there were health issues. Towards the end of the year, they shut him down, and Max Crosby was saying, no, that shouldn't have happened, and maybe it shouldn't have in the way that it did, and whatever. He goes to Baltimore now. He fails the physical. That doesn't work. And now you see all these people jumping on, well, let's go get him. Let's go sign him. Let's go do this. Listen, he's got physical limitations and some pretty major ones. So what are you going to give up to get him? And is he actually going to play for you? Is he going to be good if he does play for you? There's a lot of questions that go into this situation with Max Crosby. The biggest one, though, is can the Raiders unload him? Can they get something for him and get someone who decides, I don't care about the physical stuff, we'll pass him, and maybe they get him for really, really cheap, and then it's probably worth it at that point. But Chicago, Dallas, there are teams out there who have done not so wise things before, and maybe they do it again here with Max Crosby. But just a wild situation here in free agency. There have been a lot of teams aggressive. A couple teams, have been pretty quiet with it as well. As far as, impact signings, pretty much every team has at least one. I would say that the Broncos and the Seahawks are yet to really have a major signing. The Chiefs, not as much. The Chiefs did, excuse me. Broncos, Seahawks are the 2 main ones that I look at and say nothing major impact situation as of yet going on in the free agent world. So let's run through them real quick. We won't take too long on this episode, but let's run through some of the key signings. The Arizona Cardinals, new coach. They still need a quarterback to actually be their quarterback of the future. They don't make any major signings, but they do bring in Tyler Allgeier to be their running back with James Conner. I like that signing. I think if you're going to kind of ride with what you have to a degree, that's a perfect piece to put in there and help out. I thought that there was a very, very slim chance they could be in the Jeremiah Love market. I don't believe that to be the case anymore. They also got themselves a guard and Suamalo And receiver and Kendrick Bourne, who as a number 3 receiver, I like, and that's what he'll be there in Arizona. I think that's a good signing as well. Atlanta, they go out and get a quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa. So he is now the competition or the starter against Michael Penix. 2 lefties there now in the room. Make things work with that. Got them for cheap, of course, so I like that. They add some complementary pieces. Cam Thomas, Johan Dotson, as Austin Hooper returns to Atlanta as well. Zacchaeus, the wide receiver. Christian Harris, the linebacker. So, again, nothing major, but nice little pieces put in there. Baltimore gets John Simpson signed up. The Crosby stuff is really intriguing. I expect them to be pretty active moving forward in the edge market here in free agency still. Buffalo, they get the trade for DJ Moore. They go out and get themselves D. Alford, the cornerback. Can play nickel, get him for a pretty good deal, 3 years, $21 million. Only 10 of that's guaranteed. And then the backup quarterback, Kyle Allen, signs as well. Again, nothing major there. Carolina, I love what Carolina has done so far. They go get Jalen Phillips, the edge rusher, who finished the year at Philadelphia. Devin Lloyd, the linebacker, out of Jacksonville. 2 key pieces that really open up the opportunities for Carolina in the draft, where it was like they had to kind of linebacker and edge were going to be options for them that probably now in the first round, they can go somewhere else. They need to get some interior offensive help. Center, I think they signed a guy today, but they could use some help there at center. They've got other needs as well. We'll talk about that in another episode. The Bears, again, they did what they needed to do to this point. Nothing earth-shattering. Garrett Bradbury comes over in the trade to be their new center after the retirement of their current center. Then they signed Devin Bush, who had a really good year last year, and safety Kobe Bryant, and defensive tackle as well. Again, not earth-shattering, but good, decent moves. Cincinnati, I like what they've done. Edge Boye Mafe comes over. They have to get better on defense, and so they go out and get Mafe, and they get the safety Brian Cook. Does this take them out of the downs conversation at pick number 10? I kind of think it does, which is intriguing. Does it take them out of the edge conversation? It doesn't have to, but in a way, I think it kind of takes them out of that conversation at 10 also, which makes it really interesting. I'm interested to talk more about the Bengals down the road. Cleveland, listen, Cleveland's done some good things too. Zion Johnson at guard. They bring in Eldon Jenkins. I'm assuming we'll play center because they have 2 other guards. We'll see. I think Jenkins is better as a guard than a center, but they've got that offensive line kind of buckled down now, I think. And then Quincy Williams at linebacker. They still need a left tackle, but they've got some good pieces now into place there as well. Dallas makes the trade for Rashawn Gary in Green Bay. He's familiar with the defensive coordinator, fits the system. He's got he takes plays off, plain and simple. But if they can get him motivated, he's an incredible talent. Jalen Thompson, the safety, signs in Dallas also. Denver, like I said, no signings yet. They have retained some guys. J.K. Dobbins, Alex Singleton are the key ones that they've retained. Detroit, they needed a center. They went out and got one. Cade Mays from Carolina. I love this signing for Detroit. I love Cade Mays. And it was a guy that I was kind of hopeful the Packers would go get. They ended up re-signing their own guy, but Cade Mays is a good pickup. They also went out and got a tackle, Larry Borum. I'm not as excited about that, but I think Cade Mays is a good signing. Speaking of Green Bay, they traded for Zaire Franklin from the Colts, and then they also retained some guys. And they also got Saint Justi from the cornerback as well. So I like those signings so far for Green Bay. Houston, safety Reed Blankenship. That's a pretty big deal. That's a good get for Houston. They also bring in Dominique Robinson, an edge, not a big deal, but retaining some guys there too. Indianapolis, Arden Key, the edge, comes over from Tennessee. So they, again, trying to find that help. They got to replace some guys. Of course, they re-signed Alec Pierce to a massive deal for wide receiver as well. Jacksonville, nothing major at this point as far as signings go. Kansas City brings in Kenneth Walker, the running back. Interesting signing for Kansas City. A lot of people have talked about them maybe being the Jeremiah Love landing spot. I don't think he'll be there at 9. That being said, they decided to go ahead and spend some money. Go ahead and get Kenneth Walker. They also get Karis Tonga as well, defensive tackle there, and re-signed Travis Kelce for another year as well. Vegas, again, we'll see if it all sticks, right? They got in a trade for Taron Johnson, the cornerback from the Bills. They signed Tyler Linderbaum, Kwity Paye, Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Jalen Naylor, re-signed Eric Stokes, and they got their kicker as well. But listen, if they can keep all these guys even after this failed trade, I really like what they're doing. I think they are doing this the right way. Walker and Dean, two good linebackers. I like Dean more than Walker, but I think they're both good linebackers. They already have chemistry. They played together in college, so they should be able to communicate amongst each other well. Super athletic, all those kinds of things is good. Kwity Paye is solid. And then, of course, Linderbaum is an awesome get at center to help protect the new rookie quarterback as well. Chargers, again, they load up on the O-line, bringing back Trevor Penning, but then they signed Tyler Badez and Cole Strange to help out on that interior of the offensive line. And they're still sitting real pretty right now, I think, as well. The Rams make the trade for the McDuffie. Then they signed Jalen Watson. They had a major cornerback need that we all assumed they were going to address in the draft. They go out and get them both from Kansas City and are doing just fine now at cornerback. Miami gets their quarterback in Malik Willis, a 3-year, $67.5 million contract, 45 guaranteed. As long as they handle him right, as long as they put him in the situation to succeed, he'll be just fine. He's got loads of talent, but he just has to play within his talents. And if Miami will do that, I think Miami is destined to fail. And I hate that because I'm a Green Bay guy and I like the Packer guys that they've got. But that one scares me a lot. But they got their quarterback in Malik Willis. The Vikings go sign James Pierre, the cornerback. They retain some guys as well. New England, they get Draymond Jones. They get Reggie Gillum, the fullback. Who cares? As well. They get the edge rusher. They bring in some offensive line help with Vera Tucker, which is a big deal also. So the Patriots go to the Super Bowl last year and doing the right things here in the offseason to try to get themselves back there. Saints, Travis Etienne comes over to be in the backfield with Kamara, as far as we know, unless Kamara gets moved. But again, I just think it's a great fit. It's obviously worked with Kamara all these years, and Etienne is an upgrade at this point. They also get Noah Fant to help out with the wide receiver, or tight end, and David Edwards comes over to help on the interior offensive line. All great stuff. The Giants are bringing in guys that know Harbaugh. Isaiah Likely comes over, the tight end. Love him. Due for a breakout. Big signing there. Tremaine Edmonds, after being released from Chicago, he signs in New York. Adarius Washington, the safety, on a cheap deal. Re-signing Illuminor is a big deal. I don't love him, but it was the right move to do there for the Giants. The Jets, they get their quarterback. Of course, nobody cares. Geno Smith. They trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick. They sign edge rushers Joseph Asai, Kingsley Enagbare. They get linebacker Demario Davis, a defensive tackle in Onyemata. They get a safety in Belton. Listen, they are doing a lot to address some major issues that they have, and they can go all in on offense in the draft if they want to as a result of it. Philadelphia yet to make a big splash in free agency. They did sign the cornerback Tariq Woolen, which was a very good signing for them. Pittsburgh adds a big receiver in Michael Pittman, also signing Rico Dowdle, the running back, and Jamel Dean, the cornerback. Good gets all there for Pittsburgh. San Francisco goes big at wide receiver, getting Mike Evans on a 3-year deal. I like Mike Evans. I really wanted him to stay in Tampa. But good get for that. It really helps San Francisco a lot. It should help Ricky Pearsall off a ton. I think that's great. They also signed Vidarian Lowe, offensive tackle. Seattle re-signed some guys, Job, Shaheed, really good re-signings for them. Outside of that, no major splashes. Tampa, Alex Anzalone and Kenneth Gainwell were their additions. And then Tennessee, lots of guys who have played with or for Brian Daboll or Robert Saleh to this point. Wandale Robinson, the wide receiver. I think he's a very good number 2. John Franklin Myers, the defensive tackle. I love it. Great pick there. They traded for Jermaine Johnson, the edge. They got cornerbacks, Alante Taylor, Cordell Flott, and Josh Williams. Those are all really good signings. When you put them together, really good signings for Tennessee. And then they got a few other guys, Trubisky, the backup quarterback, Cordell Volson, and on the offensive line as well as Schlottman and Daniel Bellinger, the tight end. And then Washington, Odafe Owe comes over as the edge. Rumor is they're looking for more edge rushers. Tim Settle and Amik Robertson also signing with Washington. So a lot of positive things going on for them, kind of trying to fill in some places so that, again, when we get to the draft, they're not handcuffed to what they have to do. They also just recently today signed linebacker Leo Chenal, which is, a key, one of those great guys to put into your defense as well. So nothing short of fun here in the early stages of free agency. And this Max Crosby thing is going to be a lot of fun to see how it shakes out as well. How does it impact the draft is really the next conversation we need to have. So here's what we're going to do. On Friday, we're going to release an episode. It'll be my top 100 big board for the draft. And then along with that, we're going to discuss how free agency has changed the needs of the teams in the draft. And we'll try to run through some of those key things that have made adjustments. I think that the Titans, the Rams have made some moves that really kind of open the doors for them to do some different things. And the Raiders were set up perfectly until this trade did not go through. So hopefully by Friday, we'll have some more information on what's going to happen with Max Crosby when it's all said and done. All right, that's it for today. Feel free to leave a comment about your favorite free agent signing. Let us know who you think was the worst free agent signing, who's helped themselves the most and who's hurt themselves the most so far in this free agency frenzy as well. Like I said, follow us on social media as we'll be announcing when episodes are falling and those kinds of things. Plus, we've got plenty of comments and opinions going out there on the socials. Subscribe to the Sports Stove Media YouTube channel so you do not miss a single episode as well. If you prefer the audio version, you can find it at the Sports Stove Football Show, wherever you get your podcast. Don't forget about our sponsors, Righteous Felon Jerky. Go to righteousfelon.com to find your new favorite flavor. And if you use the promo code STOVE15, you'll get 15% off your purchase each and every time. All right, thanks for tuning into this edition of the Sports Stove Football Show. Until next time, we'll see you around the Sports Stove.